joined in studio by Shaquill Kasan, an activist with Save Our Sacred Lands, after, on the day the Western Cape High Court has just dismissed an urgent application to hold the planned auction of more than 50 parcels of public land in Cape Town. This includes sites elders say are ancestral territory, among them the historic Good Hope Center. Protesters and civil society groups raised constitutional and human rights concerns about the sale, but the court ruled the city's land release process lawful, clearing the way for the auction to proceed this week. And probably be bought by Zionists. We'll unpack what this means for heritage, community rights, and land justice in Cape Town. Brother Shaquill, welcome.
Thanks, Kom. Thanks for having me. And greetings to everyone.
Can you give us an overview of what's happening with us ancestral land auctions and why this is such a critical issue for communities and for heritage in Cape Town?
Yes, thanks for that, Kom. Well, we know that the city of Cape Town, especially is in the Western Cape government, is pro-West. We know that their agendas are to serve us. The agenda of the capitalists, the imperialists, So we see them auctioning off these parcels of land, which is resulting in the displacement of our people, homes that they have grew up their whole life in, areas being decimated for development of these capitalist institutions. So with regards to the heritage, we Save Our Sacred Lands campaign, we advocate and fight for the preservation of all Khoisan heritage sites across the country. So one of our sites, the Black River Club site, has already been destroyed and is covered by tons and tons of concrete right now to build the headquarters of Amazon in Africa. So this process took place with no consultation with the rightful owners of this land, which is the Khoisan people, the people that were first found there. And mind you, that was the first piece of land that Jan van Riebeck came here and stole, the Black River Club site, where our ancestors held, traditional ceremonies, where we praised the Almighty there. We loved amongst our crops, our cattle and those types of things, you know what I'm saying? So this development, this 50 plus parcels being auctioned off will result in the same way, leaving people largely displaced around the country, being taken out of their homes forcefully. So we cannot allow this auction to go on. And the courts, the justice system in our country just continues to fail us. They continue to fail us, knowing rightfully that the public participation processes, and in slang, in Afrikaans, we say the system has been job out. It means they are bypassing the actual processes that should be taking place in order for these developments to be legal, and then claiming afterwards it is legal and they have consulted with the people of the city, which is it's false and untrue in every case.
And of course, yeah, we've seen the displacements already of people. It's almost a replication of what happened with District 6, now with over 70% of land in Cape Town, of property in Cape Town being owned by Airbnb. You have been a big advocate. I've seen you suddenly at protests of the Palestinian cause. How do you think this relates to what's happening to the Khoi people in South Africa, and with what's happening with the native people of the Palestinians?
Yeah, no, our stories are very much the same story, because 400 years ago, when Jan van Riebeck came here in 1652, what is taking place in Palestine now took place in a very different way under the Dutch East India Company. Now, companies like Amazon and Google, alongside the Western governments, are displacing people. They are claiming land which was never theirs. They are displacing the native people, the indigenous people of these lands, you understand? So it is definitely happening the same, and if we allow also what is happening in Palestine to continue, it will be the result of the Khoisan child now. They will be rebranded into whatever the colonial powers choose, or the imperialist powers choose to rebrand them. You understand? And then that will be used to legitimize the illegal occupation of their lands, the genocide of their people. So that is basically what happened under the Dutch East India Company from 1652 right up until now. Through apartheid into democracy, we as the Khoisan children, we are still facing a genocide because we are left in our open air prisons, we call them, our open air refugee camps, named our townships that we grow up in. We are forced to stay there, no opportunities, nothing for us. We end up killing each other. Okay. It is genocide, it is continuing. It's the continuation of the decimation of our kind, of our culture and our heritage. So we cannot allow this auction, we must support the Palestinians. And as Mandela said, nobody is free until Palestine is free.
I suppose then we can safely say, even though you're born free, that free is it's means nothing.
To me, I put it like this: it's free. In
quotations,
inverted commas. You understand? It's free. It looks like we're free. We think we're speaking freely, but we are conditioned mentally through this colonial schooling system, the Roman Dutch law, all these things. It's controlling us mentally, and we think we are free. You're not thinking for yourself. These people are thinking for us. They are forcing us to think the way they want us to think, so they can keep us down and continue looting our lands.
Thank you very much. And on that note, we just have to go for a small break, but we will be back with this conversation. I am absolutely enjoying it and learning a lot as well, Shaquill.
Salam Media, your spiritual companion this Ramadan.
You know, it's a wonder how kids get anything done these days. With all the distractions, when do they even get time to study? As a mother, all I can really do is make sure they have all they need to perform at their best. That's why I choose to include Sunfoil, triple refined pure sunflower oil with every meal I make. Naturally cholesterol-free and approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation as part of a balanced eating plan. So whether I'm cooking, frying, or baking, I know every dish will be a wholesome one. Sunfoil, now we're cooking.
Across Sudan, starvation is tightening its grip. With rising food prices and widespread malnutrition, 8.7 million people are now facing emergency or famine-level hunger. As the conflict intensifies and aid routes narrow, families in Sudan are running out of options and time. The Al-Imdad Foundation is delivering life-saving humanitarian aid to those most at risk. Stand with Sudan. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Al Bayt Lodge, your true home away from home. Al Bayt is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities, conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities. Your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Al Bayt has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albaytlodge.co.za.
Freedom Stationery supply Marlin and Marlin Kids pens to me and my school friends. They supply just about everything we need to help us get a better education, from books to files to rulers. In fact, any any accessory we need. Freedom Stationery. Education for the nation. What does accessory mean?
Elite Basmati, available throughout the Middle East and now for the very first time exclusive to South Africa. Brought to you by Murchison Spice, Pietermaritzburg's most famous specialty store. Elite Basmati, available in aromatic white and golden cellar, is packaged in a world-class facility in India and is filled with wholesome goodness for your well-being. Elite Basmati rice by Murchison Spice. For trade inquiries, contact Mohammed on 033 387 2121. Murchison Spice.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Use the black seed, for indeed it is a cure for every disease except death." This Ramadan, honor that guidance. Tip Black Seed supports your blood sugar during fasting, boosts immunity, sustains your energy from suhoor to iftar. Available at leading pharmacies. Tip Black Seed, your golden drop every day.
You are listening to Salam Media live from our headquarters in South Africa. This is Salam Media, keeping you company this Ramadan.
And we are back with Shaquill Kasan of Save Our Sacred Lands. Shaquill, we now move from Cape Town to Johannesburg, where I first met you in Freedom Park, and which is by Eldorado Park. And there is a proliferation of drugs and guns in the neighborhood. When and just how does Freedom Park become free, and when does Eldorado Park become an Eldorado? There have been multiple imbizos in your neighborhood. What's going on there?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, is nothing. Nothing is happening. The only thing that's happening is corruption. That is what is preventing even the communities from taking ownership of the communities. Because the moment we stand up to raise the voices of the community, we are then shot and killed. We've got multiple comrades that have died in the last 10 years. So every single time we try and speak and address the issues, which are drugs, which is gangsterism, which is no policing. We say in my area, in Eldorado Park, that police station is no use, it can be burned down. Yet, a few months ago in October, the police station received an award for, I can't recall how they phrased it, but I think it was the best police station in the region or in the city or something like that. We fail to understand how.
Who gave them the award?
Look, I can't say right now because I didn't even bother to go and research it probably. Understand? So these things we hear of a police station that is not functioning for us. It is not doing what its sole purpose is. We've got the implementation of the anti-gang unit. Very good in some instances. Basically, for me, mostly, if I'm being honest with you, it's visibility that they are doing.
Okay.
There are no coordinated efforts to take on the root causes of why there is drugs and gangsterism in our areas. You understand? So that basically is what is going on in our community, is that the drugs and guns are being flooded into our streets by the same people that are supposed to be protecting us. When we stand up and raise our voices, they are the same people that release these criminals, and we end up being shot and killed. And this is the cycle that is taking place within our communities. It's not just Freedom Park and Eldorado Park. There is Reveille, there's Westbury, there is Diepkloof, there is Protea. All these areas, Orlando, Orange Farm, these areas are plagued by the same things. So it's ineffective policing.
And we've seen this happen, obviously, in just going back to Cape Town, in Khayelitsha, in the Cape Flats, in Nyanga, and so forth. And yet, we are seeing people in Joburg saying they want the DA. Some people saying they want the DA as a possible mayor, somebody from the DA, the chair of the DA. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? How do you feel? Does this maybe this will be a change and it will work for us, or what do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely not. It won't be a change. It will be the implementation of what is happening in the city of Cape Town here in Joburg. The agenda of the West, of the US, of Britain, will then of Israel will then be implemented, which is to see that all our properties, all our lands are being sold off piece by piece. And before we know it, we won't have a city anymore. We will be dictated to. We will be evicted from homes that our grandchildren, our children grew in. You know what I'm saying? So that for me is pardon my French if I may, is a hell no.
Okay. Well, the Western Cape High Court has obviously failed us. So, how do we save our sacred lands? What's the plan? What do we do now?
So, look, we have a lot of, I won't say a lot, but we have options available to us. Like for one, in Cape Town, I know we are in the process of challenging this auction legally. I'm unable to give too much information at this stage regarding that legal process, but definitely we are challenging them. The same with Amazon. In its development in Cape Town, we have a court case. We've had some setbacks. We've had to appeal a couple of times within that case because the rulings we felt was very biased. So we are challenging them legally. We are challenging them within the media space. We are challenging them on the streets and on the grounds. It is for us as the communities to wake up and fight for what is ours and what we believe in, because if we're going to leave it again for another 30 years, believing that democracy is the answer, it's not going to happen. In my personal opinion, and I don't speak on behalf of anybody, this is Shaquill Kasan, the revolution is the solution.
That is very enlightening. The revolution is the solution indeed. What do we do regarding social amenities? Because I think that is one of the things that the youngsters are lacking in a lot of our communities, whether it's Orlando, DK, or Rivoli, or Westbury, or North Geseg. And this perhaps makes them more susceptible to join gangs, take weapons, which they don't make, by the way. Where are the weapons coming from?
So where are the weapons coming from? They are coming from the same government that is supposedly supposed to be fighting these things. It's coming through the police force. It's coming from, believe it or not, even from the military. Because these, we see military grade guns on our streets being held by 14-year-old boys, shooting up senselessly. So that's where the guns are coming from. And in terms of the social amenities, I think more aggressive community initiatives. It stems or starts at taking ownership as communities. You know, I mean, if we are united as a community and we speak one language, then that is what the implementation is going to be. We will force it. We will fight it. I will point reference towards a land occupation currently taking place in El Dorado Park, which is a program of the Gauteng Housing Crisis Committee. I am a coordinator as well for GHCC. We are occupying land which was developed, which was earmarked for housing development 10 plus years ago by the then premier and administrations, David Makura and everybody that came after him. That it was budgeted for flats to be built, for human settlements to be built there. And nothing has come. Surveys have been done. It has been found that it is conducive for housing development. People can live there. It can be built on that land. Yet nothing has happened. So the community of El Dorado Park then took matters into their own hands and said, well, if you're not going to do anything for us, we're going to do things for ourselves. And the program, it's a government program we are forcing on, which is the program of rapid land release, which says that within a certain criteria and time frames are put to this program, you can build your own house. Government must just come and supply the bulk infrastructure. So we are saying, then implement rapid land release in El Dorado Park because of the circumstances that you guys are perpetuating of poverty within our community. We can no longer stay in these backyards. We can no longer stay with my 3 cousins, my grandmother, both my parents, my 5 brothers and sisters, their children, my children, and grandchildren on top of that. We cannot continue to live like it. It's unhealthy, it's undignified. And our constitution provides for decent housing and land. So government is failing in our communities. So the communities need to take initiative. We need to start to understand that the power is with us.
With us. There you have it, Government of National Unity. If you are listening, whatever that means, Government of National Unity. And we have the next guest joining us from virtually, Carrie Shalva, coming at us from Geneva. Carrie, can you hear us?